and smile, 'cause it's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped so you could hold me. This child awaits, strong in the faith. Lord, you are the refuge that I can't wait to get to, 'cause I can't let a day go, can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy that you bring to my life. And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
When trouble seems to rain on my dreams, it's not a big deal. Let it wash all the bugs off my windshield, 'cause you're showing me that.
Okay. You are here. Thank you. Welcome to Face to Face. Yeah, I had to let that play. I really needed to hear that. Welcome to Face with Gerald and Regina, where we give different perspectives on real life issues with transparency.
Yes.
We keep it raw. And before I go into do you need exposure, the way that you can contact us is through our Facebook page, Face to Face. You can go onto our on Facebook and just inbox us, and then also you can email us at glperson76@gmail.com, and then also we have another email, facepodcast21@gmail.com. I just want to let everyone know, thank you so much for your prayers. With my family, we're still grieving, but we just thank God that he's there to comfort, and we just have to go through that process. So thank you, everyone, for your prayers for my family. And then also I want to thank our supporters, those that tune in. Really appreciate you guys tuning in every other Saturday. You don't have to do that. You could be doing something else. We really appreciate it. And we're going to go into Do You Need Exposure?
Yes. Do you need exposure?
Okay.
Listen, check this out. If you need exposure, we're here to help. We're not here to take anybody's money or anything like that. If you have a business, you have a product, or you might have a story, or you might have a book that you need exposure with, listen, we're here to help. All right. And that's what you call kingdom. It's a lot of times people, they have, no disrespect to anybody, people have podcast shows. And a lot of times people charge people to come on.
Yep.
We don't. Because we believe in being a blessing to whoever we can be a blessing to, who wants to get blessed. So if you desire to even come on the show, reach out to us. Don't hesitate. All right?
All right. So,
All right.
we are finally... We are finally getting to our part twos.
Exactly.
The topic today is, setting healthy boundaries.
Yep. Setting healthy boundaries.
Part 2, and I think this is really needed. I've had a few people say that this is going to be a good topic. Like, it's a good discussion anyway, because still having issues with setting boundaries, healthy boundaries, and if it's just a friendship, platonic relationship, church.
Yeah.
So what I did was I have, me and my paper, I do have a guideline, and what I wanted to do first, if Gerald didn't mind, is I wanted to go into what is setting a healthy boundary again, and then we're going to go into why do I need or we need boundaries, and why do I lack the ability to set boundaries?
That's right.
And then go into how to, tips on to setting healthy boundaries. So I wanted to start with that first. But I was just glad to see you here, though.
Man, it's been a day. And my day ain't even over with.
I know. And you
it
know
ain't
what?
even over with. It's just really getting started. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? We're in the month of September already.
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, it's been like a shift. As far as people refocusing, replenishing, restoring, God doing that. So so glad to see you.
Same to you.
So I'm gonna start off as, what is setting a healthy boundary? What are healthy boundaries? So one of the scriptures that I'm going to use, because I had 3 of them, is Matthew 5:37. Let your yes
That's right.
be yes, and your no
Absolutely no.
be no.
Absolutely.
Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. And I'm explaining it more. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil. Just say a simple yes, I will, or no, I can't.
It's just that simple.
It's just that simple. So
It's just that simple.
healthy boundaries serve to reduce codependent habits. Healthy boundaries set expectations when interacting with others. And then it also gives you a sense of empowerment and self-respect, and it will ensure your physical and emotional comfort, because you know as well as I know that when you do not set healthy boundaries, that can really mess up your health.
It can.
Your mental state.
It can definitely do that, and that's one of the areas where God has been dealing with me a lot. A lot, not really allowing a lot of whole people to be in my space. And the thing about it is, what I found out is, if you allow too many people in your space, it clouds your judgment.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times when you say judgment, people think of bad. It's not always like that. It clouds your judgment, meaning of thinking, meaning of making decisions, meaning making financial decisions. Making decisions for the family or for your or either for your kids. You know what I mean? Because it's just when you have too much in your ear. And that's where a lot of times, I don't really allow people to, be in my ear with a whole bunch of mess and a whole bunch of junk.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get offended because I won't let them do it.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when they call me and ask me for something, they wind up thinking that I'm finna be all on board with what they doing and what they got going on, and I'm not. So it's a lot of times when people, they don't want truth. I'll tell anybody, if you don't want to hear the truth or you don't want me to tell you what's right.
Yeah.
Hey, don't call an ass Gerald, because that's probably what you're gonna get. That's probably what you're gonna get. And and sometimes you got to learn how to move on from certain things and learn how to accept people for who they really are. If they showing you who they are, that's who they are. They're not going to change. But the flip side of that is you can change. And when you change is you stop letting them bring you mess.
Yeah.
That's gonna screw up your whole day or take your joy, or it's just gonna kind of put you not balanced. And that's where I protect myself from a lot of things and a lot of people. So, and I don't be rude about it, but at the same time, you got to learn how to protect yourself.
No, you really have to. And the getting offended, I used to care. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I used to care
Yeah.
if people got offended, but
Yeah,
I
for
just
real.
come to realize people just don't care how you feel and how they present stuff to you. So you have to, at some point, set healthy boundaries, and then do not feel guilty
You got
for
to.
doing so.
For doing so.
Especially when it comes to your mental health. And then some people, I'm gonna say this, some people just don't get it.
They don't get it. Yeah.
You can literally tell them, I'm doing this, consecrating, and I'll call you back or I'll get with you, and
Just one more thing. Hold on. No.
and they
You
steady
ain't gonna-
blowing
no.
you up.
No. No.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Rosalind? I see you in the comments. How you doing? But sometimes you literally have to tell people no. You gotta tell people no.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be rude or anything like that.
You
But
can still be nice and people get upset.
Exactly, and they still get upset. And the thing about it is, I just had it. I was just going to say something.
I'm sorry.
But I said, but no, you're fine. But it's a lot of times, offense. People. A lot of times, people they operate in it's a spirit of offense.
Mm-hmm.
And when you operating in the spirit of offense, anything will bother you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything will bother you. Anything will irritate you. Any and everything will make you mad. You'll see a baby sitting there eating baby food. Oh, I don't like the way the baby's sitting there eating. You always got an opinion about stuff.
Not the baby.
Sit your happy hips down somewhere
Not
and
the
get
happy hips.
and be quiet.
Not the happy hips.
Yeah, the happy hips. Get your happy hips somewhere and sit down and be quiet and just
my goodness.
and deal with you.
Yeah.
Deal with you. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. Learn how to deal with you. I had somebody tell me, "No, I don't want to deal with me." Well, okay. Then.
Oh, well then, ooh.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's crazy. I've had people tell me that. No, I ain't never evaluated myself. I don't want to, because you're gonna have to change.
Yeah, you're going to have to change.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are so used to that mind frame that they don't want to. They feel comfortable
Yeah.
doing that, which is bad.
Yeah. For real.
So I have on here, why do I need boundaries? Again, if you don't set healthy boundaries, you are likely to constantly be at the mercy of others. You allow others to tell you how to think, act, and feel. It also means, I know, it also means that's because you set your healthy boundaries. It's me too. It also means you tend to spend your time and energy doing what others want you to do over what you deep down want to do. In the long term, this can lead to confusion. That's what I like what Rosalind said in there. Frustration and depression. Oh no, you will feel unfulfilled or lost. Okay, so I also I feel led to put this down here. Why do I lack the ability to set boundaries with some people? Why do they lack the ability? It can also come from childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Okay?
People just drain you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Listen, you need to calm down, man. You need to calm down, relax. It's not even what you think it is. You overthinking it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It says things like sexual abuse gives a child the message that they don't matter or get to have boundaries. Or sometimes it's learned behavior. Yeah. Mama did it, granddaddy did it, grandpappy did it, everybody did it in your family. You witness a parent gain their sense of self through pleasing and learn that is what love is. Yeah. Not, setting any boundaries. So I had a list of things on here. What happens when you do not set healthy boundaries? Signs that you lack.
Yeah.
These are the signs that you lack.
Yeah.
Okay. So your relationship tends to be difficult or dramatic.
Yeah.
You ever came across people like that?
Man, please. I'll go sit in my car. I'll go sit in my car, you'll tell. I'll go sit in my car. And relax and calm myself down, because I see I can't do it around you. So let me just remove myself and let me just get off from around you, because I can't do it.
So your relationships tend to be difficult or dramatic. The less you set healthy boundaries, the more you give others a signal that you don't know how to take care of yourself.
That's right.
This leaves you open. And the reason why I typed this out, because I want people to really understand, why there are some people not setting healthy boundaries, and what happens when you lack that. Yeah. This leaves you open to attracting people who want to control you, or you might lack such a sense of power from never standing up for yourself that you resort to unconscious manipulation yourself. Yeah. This means you are constantly in codependent relationships and friendships that lack an equal exchange of give and take. Yeah. That's what it was. Go ahead.
This was last week that the Lord was talking to me about something. He said, and it wasn't for me. And sometimes when God be talking to me about stuff, I be like, God, you telling me, is that for me? Because that's still in me. Yeah. He said, he said, tell them. I'm like, who is them? So who is that? Who? I I'm like, who am I supposed to be telling it to? And I'm in the car by myself, be anyway. But it was like he said
sound like
stop
me.
making them feel bad for something that you did in the past. I'm like, what? He said,
wow.
stop making them feel bad for something that you did in the past. Now, was that for me? Yes, that was for me. Yeah, that was for me. And I'm like, Jerry, you still got some manipulation in you. You got to get that right.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'm like, no, God, I don't be manipulating nobody. No, I don't. I don't manipulate nobody. I don't do nobody like that. But I said, but at the same time, it's a lot of people do stuff like that.
Unconsciously.
And they don't know that they're doing it. And they don't even know that they're doing it. They'll try to make somebody else pay for what somebody else did to them.
Yes.
And that's not right.
Yeah.
And that's not right. And you wonder why you ain't got no friends. You wonder why they don't want to be around you. You wonder why don't nobody want to talk to you. Or they see you coming, they go the other way. Oh, I'm busy. I call you back, and they never call you back. You wonder why. But but at the same time, it's a lot of times when God talking to me about certain things, and whatever it is. Sometimes it be for me. It don't be for nobody else.
Yep.
It be for me. I have to deal with me first. So.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, for real. It's not easy dealing with you.
It's not.
It ain't easy dealing with you, especially when you having to deal with yourself, and you all alone. You thinking you're all right in a bag of chips, and something happen. It show you ain't got it. You thought you did, but you don't. Yep, for real.
So those that are just getting, I was looking at a text. Those that are just coming in, we are talking about setting healthy boundaries, and this is part 2. And what I'm going over right now is what happens when you do not set healthy boundaries, and basically signs that you lack boundaries, self-boundaries. So the first one was your relationships tend to be difficult or dramatic. Second was you find decision making a real challenge. You can end up spending so much of your life doing what others want you that you lose a sense of self. This means you often don't know what you do or don't want. Faced with the decision, you blank out.
Yep.
And like I said, I used to, especially when it comes to family and friends, friends to me was the major thing with me. I would get these friends where I'm sorry. I mean, I have a small, and I thank God, I have a very, very, very small group of friends.
Yeah.
Like very small, and I'd rather have it that way. But I know in the past, I was like that where it was at a whim. I would wondered how they feel if I made a decision, and I would put me, in the back burner.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, because at the end of the day, when something is happening to you, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't.
You don't care. They don't care.
They don't care. All they want to know is what type of. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I don't want nobody to make them think I'm talking about them. But it's for me. It's a lot of times, what kind of information that you can get from me to benefit you. And it's a lot of times, and it's a lot of times I don't have it. I don't have it. I'll never say I don't know. But it's a lot of times, I just simply have to tell people sometimes, man, you know what? I don't know. I'll get back with you. But right now, I don't know. I can't answer that question right now. I have too much going on in my life. I'll get back with you.
And see,
and I'll say that.
And that's one of the tips that I listed. Just not, not feel guilty. And if you have to tell somebody, you get back with them. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So,
because people depend on you. When people depend on you to say what you have to say or to kind of help give them some direction, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that for what it is and who you are in their life. That's where I've come to grips at, and with the people that I come in contact with, who I call my friends. I accept who I am in their life, and it's a lot of times people don't even analyze and don't look at stuff like that. I do. I know my place in somebody's life. I know. Go ahead.
Also, if those that are just coming in, again, we're doing setting healthy boundaries part 2. If you would like to call in, because I keep calling live, 469-708-8609. If you would like to call in, and if you have a question or if you want to chime in on the conversation, please again do so.
course.
Yeah,
Of
do so.
course.
The next thing that I have on here is you really, really hate to let other people down.
Yeah.
People without personal limits tend to go along with other people's plans. Not good. They worry so much about letting other people down, they just say yes.
People pleasing.
Perhaps you've been called, and it's right here, right over here, people pleaser.
Yeah. People pleasing.
2 words, guilty and anxiety. If you ever dare say yes, you suffer from ongoing guilt and fear.
Yeah.
Many people with boundary issues feel guilty for the smallest things.
Yeah.
Like taking the last piece of cake or asking someone to move along a bench so you two can sit or whatever. So yeah, 2 words, guilty. And that's what I used to in the past though, in the past. And if not, if you don't set, the people will run all over you.
Yeah, people will run all over you. They'll treat you any kind of way, and they'll continue to bring their stuff to you and leave you with it. And here you is trying to figure out how to pray yourself out of it. You got to be able to set healthy boundaries.
Yes.
Sometimes again, and I'll always say it, man. When I learned how to say no to certain things and no to certain people, again, they got offended. But guess who mental space that it was helping me. Because if I'm not in a good mental space, I can't be good to my kids.
Yeah.
I can't do the hear my kids out properly. I can't be the man that I'm supposed to be. Some people, some men or whoever you are, no disrespect, you don't see things that way, but I do, and that's why a lot of things in my life I just don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
I don't, and I'm not going to continue to give the space for it. I'm just not. Nope. What's going on, Chad? The photographer, Chad.
Yeah. Hey, fam. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about setting healthy boundaries number 2. We're actually talking about what happens when you do not set boundaries. So we went and you find decision making a real challenge. You really, really hate to let people down. 2 words, guilty and anxiety. And then you are often tired for no apparent reason. And this is where the health part comes in.
Yeah.
Always doing what others want means you are left to cram your own life in the time left over. That's a no, which is exhausting.
Yeah.
But never identifying and pursuing your dreams, your own dreams in life, can also cause a sense of fatigue, as it can cause mild depression.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I've never struggled with depression. Right? Like, do I know people that do struggle with depression? I do. And it's kind of off topic, and I'm gonna take a stab at it, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
What?
A lot of times when you find somebody that struggles with depression, most of the times you'll see signs of they can't never finish nothing.
Okay.
They can't never finish nothing, or else everybody's not like that, but you'll be around them, and you'll notice something that's. Some part of them is not cleanly. Some parts,
Yeah.
not everything. But
Say it.
it's just certain things. But I said, but again, you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your peace, and when I'm not at peace with something, it'll keep me up all night. It'll keep me up all night. When I'm not at peace with something and something is really bothering me, it'll wake me up early in the morning. I'm talking about like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm tossing
When I'm
and
not
turning.
I'm tossing and turning. And when I'm not at peace with something, when something is bothering me.
Yeah.
And most of the time, when something is bothering me, chances are I care about it. I care about it because I can grow to not care. And when I don't care, it's not a dangerous place for me to be, but how can I say it? that's a good place for me to be. That's where I can function. But I said, but if I'm functioning right there, chances are I done blocked you out of my life. And that's I say, and that's not a good place for me to be. That's where I function at, and that's where I feel comfortable at. But that's not a good place for me to be, because if I'm like that, chances are when you really need something and when you really need me, I'm not going to be available. And that's the last thing that I would want to be, is not available for somebody that really do need me. You know, does that make sense? Okay, yeah.
No, it makes sense. I'm over here
Yeah.
looking at this right here. So if you want to call in, 469-708-8609. We were talking about setting healthy boundaries, part 2. The next thing that I have on here is your radar is off when it comes to sharing. You tend to overshare private details of your life with people you just met.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus, leaving you open to hurt and manipulation. But then when someone wants to be close with you, you panic. Wow.
That's abandonment.
Yeah. You don't know how to share your needs and wants and might suffer intimacy issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of deep.
Chances are that person may struggle with abandonment. And that's another show. Abandonment, that's another show. We probably going to deal with that.
Because I think we did abandonment, but I think we touched on it.
I think we touched on it. Abandonment, man. You'll find somebody that can meet the perfect person, but will find a way to screw it up.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's because, then I say all along, they thinking, oh, I'm protecting myself. No, you're not. You're not. You just thinking they going to hurt you like the last person did. And they really not.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Because of that trauma.
Yeah, because of trauma.
And, people say childhood trauma. It's just trauma, period.
It's just trauma, period.
It's trauma, period.
It's just trauma, period. You know, and, okay, now I'm not sure why the Lord says that if anybody's struggling with narcissistic stuff, you need to deal with that.
Yeah.
Deal with that and put it to rest. Stop getting mad because they won't allow you to say what you want to say to them. You can't get mad at them and then flip it around and turn it on them. That's wrong. That's wrong. Now get that together. You know, this is the first time I've said this in a long time. I don't know who I'm talking to, because the way God deals with me, I just don't do it. I just don't say, I don't know who this is for. I know exactly who I'm talking to. I just can't say their name right now. You know, but at the same time, say, man, you need to cut that mess out. Cut that mess out and stop it. Just stop it. Leave that alone. You can't get mad at them because they won't allow you in their space with your shenanigans.
Not the shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. Go ahead.
Because that's what it is.
Shenanigans.
That's
It's
messy.
mess. That's
Messy.
You can't get mad at them because they won't let you treat them bad, and then in return, you flip it around on them and make it seem like it's their fault.
Shenanigans is what he said.
Shenanigans is what you call it.
Oh, okay. We're still talking about what happens. This is like 12 things. What happens when you do not set healthy boundaries? So we're still on what happens when you do not set healthy boundaries. And this one is funny because this is true. You are a tiny bit annoyed most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are a tiny bit annoyed most of the time. Of course you are. On a certain level, you feel taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You keep it out. You keep allowing it though.
Yeah, you keep
You know?
it out. You're a stress box. Stress box.
Stress box. You secretly feel that others don't show you respect. Wow. If you don't set boundaries, people won't know how to act around you, and you will be feeling left feeling disrespected. The other side of this coin is that without your own boundaries, you are less likely to recognize those of others and might unwittingly be disrespecting them.
I've just learned you have to give out what you want.
Yeah.
I've learned you have to give what you want to get, what you want to get back. That's like me and you. We're really good friends. I respect you.
Same here.
On the utmost. I give you the utmost respect because you handle your life really well. Because of some things that I know personally, but you handle your life really, really well.
Thank you.
But because I know you, it's just I'm like, okay, yeah. But it's I just can't remember what I was getting ready to say. And I just lost my train of thought. I did, but it's okay.
It'll come back. It'll come back.
I was getting ready to say something, but hey, it's gone.
But I wasn't always like that. Through reading God's word and then praying.
So you just deep now.
No, I'm not. I'm just to help somebody.
So you done got on
just to help somebody. Because I wasn't always like that. And usually now when I go through stuff, I'm like, okay, Lord. Because what can I do? There are certain things that I have to allow God to fight my battles. Yeah. And there are certain things I just have to go through and just trust God. Yeah. So what is it to me to get an attitude or get angry at people? You can't stop it. So thank you for that.
It's not going to benefit you. And I'm serious. I've seen people. I'm like, you still dealing with that? I don't say it, but I'm like, man, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's graduate now. Let's graduate and let's just get away from that.
Because that's looking at the man in the mirror. I'll be like, okay, usually if I'm going through the same struggle all the time,
something wrong.
I'm looking at myself and like, okay, Lord, could you? Because sometimes we already know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lord, show me exactly what it is because I'm tired of going through the same thing all the time.
All the time. I'm like, really?
It's not somebody else, it's me.
It's probably you. It's probably you. You the one that's the problem. You're like, no, hold on. Let me look at me instead of me. Well, they this and they that. Hold on. Let me look at me and see what I did. And that's where I am in my life right now. I look and see what I did to contribute to make them to treat me the way that they treat me. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, you did something. You did something to upset me and hurt me and all this other stuff. But I'm like, okay, well, let me see what I did to make them act like that towards me. But at the end of the if I can't figure nothing out,
and that's what I was gonna say. This is helping somebody because we kind of straying off, but when we stray off, it's to help somebody that's out there. But there are times where I have literally gone through that, and God told me, "You didn't do anything.
You didn't do nothing.
It's on that person." Because I'm like, Lord, what did I do wrong? Like I'm getting the blunt end of the stick, and God is like, "Don't you do that?"
No,
because at one time I was beating up on myself on something that someone did to me, and I was trying to figure out why, and God was like, "It's not you.
It ain't you."
And told me to stop it because I was beating upon myself. No, stop it.
Just stop.
Told me to stop.
I'm serious. It's been times God will tell me, no, it ain't you, it's them. It's them, or either sometimes God tell me be quiet and just take it. Be quiet and take it.
Yeah. Ooh, now you.
Be quiet.
I gotta clap with that one.
Be quiet and take it. Let them say whatever they want to say to you, and you bet not respond.
Yep. And you know what? That hurts even more when God tells you to be quiet, especially when you know your history with people or your history just in general. Like you would have put somebody in the headlock or a chokehold already. And I'm being honest. And God is telling you to be quiet. You just take it.
Or they're just being real about it. Like you said, you ain't delivered all the way, and you'll turn up on them all the way. And then they be wondering, like, what's wrong with
what's wrong with And God was like, man, don't say not one word.
I'm finna push your wig back. All right, let me stop. What's up, Shantae? I'm in here clowning, Shantae.
Not the wig.
I push your wig all the way back, and you be like, woo, Peter, okay. All right, let me stop.
So those that have come in, we're talking about setting healthy boundaries, and I keep repeating it because I'm keeping on doing it. Part 2, and we're still on what happens when you do not set boundaries. Signs that you lack the boundaries. Let me see. You might just be passive aggressive.
Yeah, could be.
First, you let others take it. This is a fun one. First, you let others take the advantage. Then you try to manipulate back the energy and power you lost by nagging the other person or complaining, or even punishing them in little ways. The silent treatment, not speaking. You know what I'm saying?
That don't benefit you, though.
I know.
You think you do, but
it don't. In other words, a bad case of passive aggression. You might also blame others all the time. Ooh, that's deep. Which is a way of not facing up to the fact that really you didn't set a boundary in the beginning. And that you are the one who is responsible for your own life.
You responsible.
You have to be accountable. You have to be responsible.
You have to be willing to hold yourself accountable. You have to be willing to look at your own actions, to look at your stuff. Look what part again. What part did you play in it for the reason for them treating you how they treated you?
Yeah.
And then you be wondering, well, let me go get some advice. No, it ain't no advice. Stop letting them do you like that. That's the advice. Stop letting them do you like that. And because you open the door for them to do it.
Yeah.
That's why they doing it.
Yep.
And you allowed them to be comfortable while they was doing it. So that's why they doing what they doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some things we just pray, God, you just do. You just, okay, stop it.
Mm-hmm. Just stop it. Ain't no need to be praying and then let me lay on my face and talk to God. No. God give you free will.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Doing it. Just stop. It's just that simple. Stop letting them mistreat you. Just stop. You'll find out. Man, I feel much better. You really do.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
The next one is, I'm getting hot. You often wonder who you really are. It's likely that you are unclear on your purpose in life, or perhaps struggle to set goals.
Yeah.
You might even have an identity crisis.
Mm-hmm. You might not know who you are. You might think you know who you are, but you're like, dang.
Yeah.
And somebody mess around and do something to you, and you mess around and realize I ain't as strong as I thought I was. Oh, okay. You're not as strong as you thought you was. So go ahead.
And then the last one that I have is your secret fear is of being rejected and, like you said, and abandoned.
Yeah.
Lacking healthy boundaries go back to childhood, and some childhood just in general. It often means you didn't have a caregiver who provided unconditional love and acceptance. You had to do what others wanted to avoid being rejected, just to go along, or abandoned. And now as an adult, those are the two things. I think that's it. So we just went over what happens when you do not set healthy boundaries, and we're going to go right into, because I'm looking at the time. Here are some of it's tips, or here is, I hate to say tips, for setting healthy boundaries, and then I'm going to give you some key points about biblical boundaries, like setting boundaries, some scriptures. But I like what you said, say no. Yeah. Learning to say no is an essential part of setting boundaries.
That's right.
And it's like what I said, don't apologize. You don't apologize. Mm-mm. You don't need to apologize or give long explanations for your boundaries. Mm-mm. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No means no.
And no means no.
And you don't have to explain why you said no.
You ain't got to explain nothing.
Set clear expectations. Make sure people know what you expect of them, and don't assume they'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Identify your boundaries. Boundaries can vary by situation and person, but they help establish limits of appropriate behavior.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? People treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Mm-hmm. They do it.
They will do it. Mm-hmm. If you are not saying anything, if someone is being disrespectful, if they calling you out of your name, they're going to continue to do that if you don't tell them to stop or you don't check them. I call them check them. You need to check them.
You got to check them.
You got to check them. You know what I'm saying?
Or you turn the Peter and cut their ear. Or you stab somebody with it. No, you don't have to do that. It should never go that far. But I definitely understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And understand why you need them. Boundaries help you to take care of yourself and avoid feelings of resentment, anger, and disappointment. And then also setting healthy boundaries can help you establish and maintain healthy relationships, improve your confidence, and prevent victimization. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't like when people play the victim at all.
They play the victim. That's that narcissistic stuff.
Yeah.
You play the victim. Like I said, when hey, I really wish you wouldn't do this and this and this and that. Then next thing you know, they flip it around. And then they make it seem like it's your fault, the reason why you said what you said. I'm like, Man, you right. That's when I pull out that right there. Okay, yeah, you right.
Yeah, you right.
You sure is right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not you sure is.
You sure is right. Let me get over here. I'll be back. I'm finna go do this, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna protect my peace. I am going to do that. And then so I said I'm not gonna call nobody's name, but they noticed I started doing stuff like that, and they be like, "You really is doing it."
Yeah. You have
really
to.
am.
You
I
have
really
to.
am doing that. Sure is.
You have to set the stage on how you want people.
I sure is. I really is doing it. Yeah.
You have to set the stage on how you want people to treat you. And if you let them run all over you and invade your personal space, who is to blame?
What Shantae say? She said, "Pick your battles." That's right. You better pick your battles.
Yep.
If not, your battles will pick you, and they gonna pick on you. And at the end of the day, you know you don't like it. So why let people do it? You just got to say no.
I know that's right.
You got to say no. This one of the young ladies I had the opportunity to mentor her, and she had shared some things with me personally. I won't go deep into details or anything like that. And but pretty much people would use her sometimes.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, just say no. She was like, but Dad, because that's what she called me sometimes.
You got to set it.
She was like, but Dad, just say no. I said,
Yeah.
No, I'm busy. And then when she called me, she said, that felt kind of good. I like
Watch their reaction though. When you tell a person no, you'll see how they really feel about you, or you see the relation. You'll really see.
You'll really see. You tell somebody no about whatever it is, just say no. You'll really see. You'll really see who that person really is.
And you know what? This goes as a believer on discernment.
Yeah.
Okay. Discernment is key. Because I know for me personally, I do not allow just anybody in my life or in my space unless God gives me the go ahead. Yeah. And you have to be like that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I know so many people, they got like 20 friends. Nah, that's not me. That's a lot. That's a lot of spirits.
I might have maybe
but
2 or 3.
Yeah. So and that's where the discernment and just really asking God comes in. Yeah. And then we have some key points. And then after this, we're going to go into our promos, our advertisement. Okay. So our key points for about biblical boundaries, and it's the same thing. You be honest and direct, like you were saying. Gotcha. Saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no is considered a key aspect of healthy boundaries. And then respecting personal space. Verse, and I'm going to use Proverbs 25:17, suggests not overstepping someone's boundaries by being overly present or intrusive. And I like that, overly present or intrusive. And there's some people that are really intrusive and they're disrespectful.
I have to tell people, you know what, no disrespect to you, but I just can't have it in my life right now. I'm sorry. It's no disrespect towards you. I still think you cool. I still think you're a really good friend, but I just cannot allow that right there in my space right now. I just can't have it. I can't take it right now. Yeah. I'm going through too much. I'm dealing with too much. Yeah. I've had to tell people that. Right now I just can't deal with that. I'm sorry. Man.
And that's it. You don't even have to go into great detail. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah, I can't take that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had to tell people that. Didn't want to, but I've had to tell people that. So.
The last thing I have on here is self-care. Setting boundaries is seen as a way to protect your own well-being and not be taken advantage of. And then I had put some stuff down here. Bible verses. I did the Matthew 5:37, Proverbs 25:17, and then Galatians 5:13. For you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. And if you're really having a problem, you're really having a problem and you just can't see yourself because you want to be in the group, you want to belong, you just want to be in the in crowd and you're having difficulty setting healthy boundaries, you know what? You may have to seek a therapist. You may have to, if you're in church, you may have to have a conversation with someone like a pastor, someone like a father or mother figure in your church. And then I put discernment and prayer. Yep. So if you're really having problems with setting healthy boundaries, that's the other direction you need to go to is just seeking a counselor. Because that is going to mentally and health-wise, that's going to do you in.
Yeah.
If you allow people space.
Yeah,
And
for
you
real,
and
for
you
real.
and you.
You gotta tell them.
you have to,
You gotta protect your peace, and you gotta be willing to protect your space.
Yeah.
At all means necessary, because at the end of the day, you just gotta do it.
We have to. Yeah.
You just gotta do it. And if you're struggling with it, I'm finna crack a joke.
I know. Great.
I'm finna crack a joke. And if you're struggling with it, what you do is you just go eat a burger. How about that? You go eat a burger. No, I'm just messing with you.
Burgerlicious.
You just go eat a burger, or
Go ahead and plug it.
or you just or you just eat a burger. Yeah. So I said Burgerlicious, y'all. These are our promos for. So we finna start doing that. We didn't exactly say that. So I said if you ever in the Dallas, Texas metroplex, listen, you can always order online, and you can call your order in. You can order on our website, and it'll be ready in 10 to 15 minutes when you get there, and you can just pick it up and go about your business. If you look on the flyer, the phone number, I don't know, not for sure if I put the address on it. No, I did, but the phone number is on the flyer. All right? You got another promo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, that's a friend of mine, Sharonda. Listen, if you need your credit fixed, I'm telling you right now, she the one. She the one,
Okay.
and she's very affordable. I think, and I'm not for sure. Don't hold me to it, but I think she's got a deal now where you can either pay it outright out front, or as you can pay $65 a month. If you want an 877 credit score, or if you want it up in there somewhere. You trying to get a house, or you
How much is it per month?
I think $65 a month.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all, because I know some people they charge you like $800 a month.
Yes.
So I mean, if you're trying to get a house, or you trying to get your credit, you just want to get your credit cleaned up. You know, good credit that's sexy. Good credit is sexy, and then on top of that, you're a nice looking man, or you're a nice looking woman, but you got good credit. Woo-wee. That's good stuff.
Good stuff for me.
I know that's right.
Also, I'm promoting my book, A Father's Love. All the information is on there. If you would like to go online, you can go on Amazon.com, or I can also mail it to you. You can, there's a couple of ways that you can contact me. I'm going to give you my phone number. It's 469-698-6773. And right on that posting there, you can also email me, author.regina.w@gmail.com, or you can DM me or inbox me. I don't like DM. You can inbox me on Facebook. And then on there, because I'm not going to do it right now, if you want to do payments, I have PayPal, which is listed on there, and Cash App. But if you would like to read my book, this is an excellent book. It is a memoir, and I don't want to go into great detail, but it details my life from adolescence up until now, and then all through the chapters of where God really, he showed his love. And not only I talk about my biological mom, dad and mom, but then also how God was pivotal in every aspect of my life, from accepting Christ at 17 when I'm in my 50s, and the ups and downs. So get the book, Father's Love.
It's a great read. I believe it. It's a great read.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that is it.
So listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not for sure. Let me say this, and I know you out there, you're listening. Listen, don't never get to a point in place where. Were you ready for me to do the last words?
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Don't never get to a point in place where you feel like you have to be around somebody to be around the who's who, and then you wind up getting manipulated. Manipulation is real. All right.
Yeah.
Manipulation is real, and let me go a little bit further. Manipulation is witchcraft.
Go ahead, say that.
Manipulation is witchcraft. That's somebody playing mind games with you. Okay. All right. Don't never, ever, ever sell yourself short of who you are. Always know who you are. And if don't nobody else think you a bag of chips and all that, you think it. Mm-hmm. Be sweet on yourself. I know it sounds funny, But I'm being serious because I'm sweet on myself. I know I'm a bad mama jamma. I know I'm a bad mama jamma. If you don't think it, nobody else will. And maybe that's for single people. But you gotta learn how to love yourself. Learn how to love yourself. If you don't never look in the mirror and tell yourself, self, you beautiful. Self, I love you. Fall in love with yourself before you trying to love somebody else. All right? And then, on top of that, if you don't never feel good about yourself, go get a burger. You'll be fine.
Good.
Go get a burger.
And I wanted to say one last thing. If you are tired of struggling, you are tired, just struggling in life, try Jesus. He is the best thing that you can ever have. And I know I accepted Christ at 17. I said I'm in my 50s. But I call it the ABCs. And you can also, if you have any questions, you can inbox us. But if you accept Christ as your personal savior, believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross, and then you confess with your sins that he is Lord and that he is risen, that he's died and he's risen, and then find you a church, or if you have any more questions, but that Jesus is the biggest, the greatest, right. I can't even explain it. The best decision that I know I have, and you have. So if you want to make that choice, and God is just a gentleman, he is not going to force anything upon you, but I don't want to let it go without you accepting Christ. We are in our last days. Things are starting to come out now. And then I'm just going to put this out here because I don't want to do a scare tactic or anything like that. But we're looking at things happening now. Just make sure that you have enough water, that you have enough food supply. Make sure that you have money at home. Go there. Get a waterproof safe, or just get a safe. Make sure you keep your money with you at home, because there is going to come a time where there's going to be another glitch. Yeah. And you're not going to be able to, you're not going to have access to your money. So heed this right now. But it's a perfect time for you to accept Christ, and that is it.
Exactly. One more thing before we close out. If y'all will look in the comments, and I was talking about the credit stuff, she's in the comments right now, Sharonda.
Okay.
So if y'all want to get with her and y'all want something affordable, then let me tell you, it ain't for free. So stop thinking somebody they're a black business owner, that means cheap or free.
Thank you.
That ain't it. This is what she do for a living. And I'm telling you, she saved and she believe God. She ain't holier than thou. That ain't it. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But what I do know is she believe God. I think we've been knowing each other ever since we was maybe kids.
Oh, wow.
But she's in the comments. So if y'all want y'all credit fixed, y'all want to get y'all stuff worked on, so y'all can go buy y'all a house or whatever it is y'all trying to do, get with her. She can help you. All right? Peace.
Wake up and smile, 'cause it's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped so you could hold me.